1970, the peak of Detroit madness. Everyone wanted a warhorse. Dodge had the Hemi, Ford had the Boss, Pontiac had the Judge. It was a horsepower arms race, and most brands were screaming at the top of their lungs. But Chevy whispered, the Monte Carlo SS 454. To the average eye, it looked tame, businesslike, conservative even. Long hood, subtle lines. It had more in common with a Cadillac Eldorado than a Camaro Z28. But that deception was the point. Underneath that refined skin, a monster. A 454 cubic inch LS5 V8. 7.4 liters of American thunder, pumping out 360 horsepower and a mountain-moving 500 pound-feet of torque. That torque came on low and brutal, like a freight train sneaking up behind you. It was tethered to a turbo-hydromatic 400 automatic transmission, a gearbox found in big block Chevelle and drag cars, not luxury coupes. And here's where the legend begins. In the shadows of Detroit's assembly lines, whispers started. Some claimed a limited batch of Monte Carlo SS cars were being diverted, modified, quietly registered, not to customers, but to agencies. Theories ranged from FBI surveillance vehicles to covert intelligence transport cars. Men in suits, untraceable builds. Some said they had no VIN numbers visible. Others spoke of bulletproof glass, hidden compartments, and black paint so dark it drank sunlight. Officially, nothing like that ever existed. Unofficially, too many stories line up. In one case, a former GM employee recalled a fleet order with no standard codes, no invoice, just instructions to deliver a batch of Monte Carlos to a nondescript logistics firm in Virginia. Another collector discovered a 1970 SS with no factory documentation, stripped of all badging, with mysterious welds under the floor pan and a completely sealed trunk cavity. Coincidence or cover-up? The Monte Carlo's body-on-frame construction made it perfect for custom mods. Its long wheelbase made high-speed stability easy to manage. And the weight? Over 4,000 pounds. Enough to plow through a roadblock and keep going. Compared to its louder sibling, the Chevelle SS, the Monte was quieter, less conspicuous, and even smoother on the highway. Where the Chevelle demanded attention, the Monte Carlo asked for none. But get on the throttle, and it would snarl just as hard. It was the ultimate sleeper. Even the suspension was tuned to deceive. The F41 handling package gave it stiffer springs, rear anti-roll bars, and reinforced control arms, giving this couch on wheels the agility of a street brawler. It cornered better than any car its size had a right to. It wasn't flashy, but it was deadly effective. It was the suppressor on a 45, and just like that, it vanished. Chevrolet built just 3,823 Monte Carlo SS 454s in 1970. By 1971, insurance premiums skyrocketed, fuel prices began to climb, and new emissions laws were about to hit the entire industry like a sledgehammer. So Chevy axed the big block Monte. It quietly faded into the background, outshined by its louder siblings, forgotten by magazines, ignored by collectors, overshadowed by the Chevelle, which grabbed all the street cred and all the YouTube fame decades later. But here's the strange part. Ask any mechanic who's opened one up, and they'll tell you. It doesn't feel like just another GM A-body. Some parts don't match the books. Some wiring setups seem purpose-built. Some fuel lines look overbuilt. It's almost like it was designed to be pushed beyond the brochure limits. Which brings us to the culture. The Monte Carlo SS didn't become a street legend. It became an urban legend, a ghost. The car that disappeared off the dealer lot and was never seen again. Enthusiasts would talk about seeing a black one with no plates, rolling through town like a submarine, silent, menacing, unforgettable. They say one was used in a high-speed chase in upstate New York. The police report just called it a large, dark vehicle with unknown make. Another was supposedly recovered from a warehouse in Maryland, stripped of markings but with odd surveillance gear stuffed behind the rear seat. Could these be one-offs? Dealer customs? Imaginative stories? Maybe. But every good myth has a foundation in reality. And there's enough smoke here to make you wonder about the fire. What's even crazier is that the Monte Carlo SS was so good. Chevy didn't realize what they had. They tried again in later years, but never with the same soul. Later SS models were watered down, mere appearance packages. They looked the part but couldn't walk the walk. Only the 1970 version, with its LS5 heart and F41 bones, truly meant business. It was luxury wearing brass knuckles. It was the type of car you could drive across the country in a day and lose anyone who tried to tail you halfway through. It wasn't about attention. It was about precision and presence. Try finding one today. A real deal 1970 Monte Carlo SS 454 with matching numbers and factory options. Expect to pay upwards of $70,000 if you can even find one. Most have been lost to time, rust, or were quietly retired. Mission complete. But those still on the road, they hum with a different kind of energy, like they know something you don't. Maybe they were never meant for you and me. Maybe they were designed for something bigger or darker, and maybe, just maybe, they're still out there, being used for exactly what they were built for. One collector found a Monte Carlo SS in Nevada with extra steel reinforcement along the door sills. Why? No one knows. Another had a kill switch wired into the glove box and military-grade brackets welded beneath the chassis. Factory? Definitely not. But intentional? Absolutely. The car is a cipher, a code hidden in plain sight. And every time you think you've uncovered the full story, another layer peels away. Another rumor surfaces. Another lost model is found with undocumented features. It's like the car is daring you to uncover what it was really built for. Here's what we do know. It was fast. It was quiet. And it didn't need you to notice it. Maybe that's what makes it more dangerous than any other car of the era. The Charger made noise. The GTO made headlines. The Monte Carlo SS, it made disappearances. And in the end, maybe that's why it still holds power over us. It's the muscle car for the ones who don't want to be seen, who slip through crowds, who leave no tire tracks. You can keep your flashy spoilers, your racing stripes, your loud pipes. The real legends, they move in silence. So next time you're out driving late and something glides past you, deep and dark, with a slow growl and a long stare, look again. You might have just seen the last assassin muscle car. And if it disappears down the road like smoke, well, that's exactly what it was built to do. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button. Subscribe for more deep dives into the forgotten titans of American horsepower. And let us know in the comments, do you believe the Monte Carlo SS was hiding something bigger? Or was it just another misunderstood monster in a world full of noise?